Hello, everyone. It's the Anthony S. with You're Not Alone. This one goes out to Jeff. Jeff, you know who you are after, based on the day that this comes out and the time that we talked. Don't know when you'll hear this one, but this one is for you because you taught me something in our first meeting, even though you kind of had a bit of thought that you might not. And the lesson that I learned was you gave me a book to read from one of our other colleagues because you found out what my goal was. Now, I'm in Tempe Toastmaster right now for everyone listening. My goal in there is to first meet people, do something fun, get out of the house at 6:30 a.m., start every day, at least once a week fresh, learning something new, seeing some new skills. And the other thing I want to do is get funnier, have more humor in my speeches, because humor is one of those powerful things on the planet. If you can make someone laugh, you will change lives. I promise you this. If you make someone laugh, whether it's in your dating life, whether it's in your professional life, humor, and I'm not talking like gross humor that it's kind of niche and people will laugh in like a closed room. That's all fun and games with the guys, with the gals at home. I'm talking good, wholesome humor where it's just a funny thing or you help people relate to a topic. That type of stuff, when you can integrate it into your speeches to both make it informational and entertaining, will make your abilities in the public speaking sector grow immensely. Using a lot of big words there because I sincerely mean it. It's huge. I promise you this. It's one thing to be informational and be helpful in that way, but it's another thing to make it entertaining. That will absolutely change the game for you. Now, one of the things I wanted to learn, be a little funnier. I'm pretty funny when it comes to being in a group of people. We can kind of have fun with, what the topic is and all that. Got to learn a little more on the side of, okay, I'm in the middle of my speech. There's no one else talking, so I need to bring up a topic and help people relate to it on my own. And that's tough. And what Jeff did for me was he pointed to another book that another one of our colleagues wrote. And almost in a way, the way I took it was that he thought he wasn't going to be able to help me personally. Even though he's my mentor now and I'm extremely grateful, he almost made it seem like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to help you, bud. I'm sorry. And I want to just reiterate the fact that I'm extremely grateful and the simple extra fact that you've already helped me. And for everyone out there that's trying to help someone else or educate someone else or advise someone else, it doesn't always have to be your own knowledge. There's a lot today. Put it this way, there's so many books out there in the world that you will not read all of them. One person, if they read all the time, will not be able to read every word written. So you have to be very precise with what you want to read these days. You have to be very precise because you will not get through it all. That becomes extremely important to have people around you that have read things that they know will impact something you are working on at the moment. And for Jeff to be able to advise a book for me to read that will help in my goal, even though he directly does not have the skill set that quite might help me, he, in a way, made it easier for me to obtain the knowledge that I will need for my future endeavors. And that is very helpful in multiple ways. He already brought value to our relationship as me as a student and him as a mentor in one hour meeting. And it wasn't even from his own skill set. He just knew that a book that helped him at some point will also help me in my goals because of the fact that we both know an individual that happens to be very funny. I even saw a comedy show yesterday at the time of this recording, 2 days ago now actually. So when you go to help someone else with their goals and you don't know anything in terms of skill set that will help them, but you have read or you have seen a TED Talk or something along the lines that they're looking at that you thought was helpful to you at some point, it only really takes a nugget to help someone. Just one little gold nugget. Say you ask them to read a book. For me, it was Little Red Book of Selling. Someone told me to read it, 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't. Found it a little bit, honestly, maybe a month or two ago. Read it. Already pulled things from it that I wish I would have known years ago. And it was because I thought, oh, that's silly. You didn't teach me just the book, whatever. I was so immature at that point. There's so many things I missed out educational-wise that I promise you this. Everyone has something to teach. You have something within you that will help the next person. I promise you this. You may not know exactly what it is, and you may not know the person you're going to be helping with that information, but every single person has a piece of knowledge that will help the next human. I promise. And I sincerely believe with all my heart. This is Anthony, the Anthony S. You're not alone. If you have any questions, any comments, look forward to talking to you soon.